Hi, this is Lisa Marie Nicole, and this is Rockin' for God. Let's rock.
There's a light at the end of.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Rockin' for God. I am your host, Lisa Marie Nicole. Today is February 1st. Where is the time going? Tomorrow, I will be married 34 years to a wonderful Catholic man that is my partner in everything in life, and I am blessed. Happy anniversary, dear, if you're watching this. This month is also the start of Lent on Ash Wednesday, the 18th. This will give me a chance to fast and reflect on my life during the 40 days until we celebrate the return of our Savior, Jesus Christ, on Easter Sunday. Today, I have on a fabulous guest, singer-songwriter Floyd Feske from Louisiana. You were in for a great show. So today's gospel reading was from Matthew 5:3-10, the Beatitudes. Stick around at the end of today's show, and I will play and sing a song based on the Sermon on the Mount called the Beatitudes, and see the O'Hare Dogs of the Week. So let's get this show started. I'll be right back.
I know you're there, God. Sometimes I feel alone, even when I'm not. All the troubles in the world, I forget all I've got.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I just want to say something real quick that I did not say in my monologue. I just want to tell everybody around the world that is going through this horrendous winter storms that we are getting. It is 20 degrees in Florida right now, and it is going to be 21 tomorrow morning. So we are all going through this, except we don't have snow here. But I want to wish everyone, I'm praying for everyone around the United States that is going through this right now. And I hope you all are safe and stay warm in the snow. And I also want to just say everyone to please pray for the town of Denellen, Florida. We're hit with a very bad fire, and I'm praying for the whole town that I lived at. And I wish everyone is healthy and safe. And I just hope they clear everything up and there's no complications over there. So I want to bring on my guest now, and he's going to come on and talk about himself and everything. And then later on, I'm going to sing my song for you guys. So stick around. Hello, Floyd. You want to tell everybody who you are and where you're from?
Absolutely. Congratulations on your anniversary.
But thank you.
Sure. I'm Floyd Feske, and I'm from Denham Springs, Louisiana. It's about 5 miles outside of Baton Rouge.
Cool. So it's Feske. Okay.
Feske.
So it's the
That's
E.
right.
I left the E off.
Right.
Feske. I thought it was Feske. Okay. Is that Irish? Polish?
No, it's I don't know. I got Italian. It's not Italian, but I don't know what it is.
It could be. I think it could be with the vowels at the end. You know, Italian's got the vowels.
I'm Fesco.
Yeah, right. Fesco.
My mom's maiden name was Ferrera. So.
So you are Italian. You got Italian.
Yeah, Sicilian.
Ferrera.
Actually. Yeah,
really?
Actually Sicilian. Yeah, I'm more Sicilian than anything. But
wow.
My dad was. I think his last name is Norwegian, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
wow. But my sister did one of those 23 for me's, and I don't know. We had a lot of stuff in us.
Yeah, I know we do too. I know, who doesn't? Everybody's something from somewhere. Everybody's got people from all over the world. You know, we're like dogs. And the DNA. You know, we all got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. All right, so you say where you're from. I know you're from Louisiana already. I wanted to ask you. I have listened to your music, and I am a big fan already. And I absolutely love your voice. I love your soulful voice. And I can't wait to play both of your songs that you sent me for the audience to hear. But did you always have a great singing voice like your whole life, or did you take lessons?
No, it's I come from a musical family.
Oh, okay.
I got three brothers, one's deceased, but
I'm
and one
sorry.
sister, and we all sing. The only drawback is I wish we could all sing together and had something. We could have been like the Osmonds or like the Jacksons back in the 70s, 80s, but we all took our different routes. One brother went rock, one brother went country, and I went Christian. So we all went our different ways, but we all grew up in church singing, and that's my dad played an organ, my mom sang, and so my sister and I now sing in the church that I lead worship in. So
I was just going to ask you, when did you get the calling to sing for God? So you've been doing it your whole life, basically.
yes, that was I tried in the 80s doing the rock and doing country. And it just I didn't feel it when I sat down and I'm a storyteller, so like all songwriters. So when I sat down to tell a story, it was I didn't feel, I could write a country song in 5 minutes, but it has no feeling. When I write when the Holy Ghost comes upon me and I write something, I feel it, and when I feel it, I'll sit in here at my my workstation where I do all my music, and I'll just be sitting there praising Jesus and crying, because, and then I know it's there. I know if I feel it, it's a Holy Spirit, and I share it. So if somebody else feels it, then it was meant to be. God put it there for a reason.
That's right. It's true. I understand. As songwriters, you understand when the Holy Spirit comes to you and you write this stuff. Do you feel it inside of you?
Oh my gosh, do you feel it? I mean, it comes in all hours. Mine is lately. I get up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll come sit at my workstation. I'll pick up a guitar. I'll play the piano. So I'll turn the piano. I'll turn my keyboard on, and I'll start picking out I'll pick out what's in my head, and then at that point, I will start putting it in my digital workstation, and then from there, I'll start adding stuff to it. And what used to take me a year to create a song, now I can do it in 8 hours, thanks to some of the digital audio, the VSTs that the plug and plays that they have, including some AI stuff now. I don't care what anybody says. AI is here. You can either use it or you don't use it. And I've been able to take what's out of my head and put it with using some AI programs. And you're going to spend money no matter where you go. So, it is what it is. It didn't take anybody's job away. I still have to go someplace but it gives me an idea where I want to be when I do go into the studio.
Yeah, I just don't agree with writing a whole entire song from AI because AI doesn't have feelings, and they don't know how you're feeling and how you're writing. When you're writing, it comes from emotion, and AI doesn't have emotions, so they don't really know. Because I used it when I was writing one of my books. I don't use AI when I write my books, but I do use to help me with the punctuation and everything. But it was trying to change everything I was writing. It was trying to change things to the way it thought, like I was writing something that had emotion in it, and it was trying to fix it and change it to take the emotion out. And I was like, no, this ain't for me. I said, I can't use that. But this was a book I was writing. It wasn't a song. And
makes you robotic.
Yeah, it is. It's robotic. And you got to be careful with it too sometimes because, it can be used for evil purposes.
Absolutely.
I mean, definitely,
Absolutely.
I mean, you hear people them mimicking people's voices and calling people up and saying, hey, I'm your daughter or whatever, I'm stuck, I need money and blah. I mean, you got to be careful with this stuff.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that
Yeah.
it's come to that? So I don't use it to write anything with because of that reason, just what you said. And I found that out when I started doing podcasts and really pushing my music. And it says, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I went to AI and I said, I'm not going to sit here and write about it. So let me just say, and I typed in my name and said, I do a little biography. And
Yeah.
holy cow. I mean, that wasn't me. I mean, you know, what I said a few minutes ago when we were talking, I'm not even half of what that thing was saying. So I said, no. So my son likes to write. He was a writer. So I called him and I said, hey, write a bio for me. Now, I don't know if he did AI, but it didn't feel like it was an AI bio. So I said, okay, I'll go with that. But, some of the stuff it was saying, oh, you won this, you did that, you did it. It was too many accolades to
Yep.
And I people don't talk about themselves that much. Like I said, I didn't even think I could sing that well. So
well, speaking of singing, let the audience decide. You have a lot of people on here. Your followers are watching here, so they're watching for a reason. So I want to play Bernie's Dream because that song really got to me. And I think it's going to get to everyone else. And we'll come back and talk about it after I play it. Right?
All right. Okay.
So we'll just let me play it first and then we'll talk about it. So I'm going to mute us so there's no interruptions. Okay. So this is Bernie's Dream by Floyd. We'll be right back.
Bernie dreams of a land with endless fields to play, where he can run like before as he wheels his chair. Round 33rd, just south of Maine, passing out Bibles to the poor. See, Bernie's barely 5 foot tall, but humble to the Lord. As he reads another scripture from Matthew 24, he says love is the answer. It's not what you say, but what you do. So don't wait for a miracle to happen to you. Put your faith in Jesus Christ, and he will see you through. Well, it's been years since I've seen him, so I drove downtown, where he used to sit with his Bible in his hand. But someone said, oh, Bernie, well, he had passed away. But he left a legacy that reminds us every day some words in a verse, signed Bernie's dream. It says love is the answer. It's not what you say, but what you do. So don't wait for a miracle to happen to you. Put your faith in the good Lord, and He will see you through. Put your faith, oh, put your faith in the good Lord, and yes, He will see you through.
That song just is so incredible. It just gets to me, and I want to know who Bernie is. Is this a real person, or is this it? He is.
Ironically, Bernie was a real person, and I was in Orlando. I was working. I was working at from International Drive at Universal, and I was on my way, and I got off at. If I remember, I got off at I-40, and right up as you got on the underpass, there was at the time they had panhandlers out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I come up and I stopped, and he was crossing the street, and he was now he wasn't in a wheelchair at the time. He had a cane. So I stopped and gave him $5. I didn't have a lot of money, but I just felt calling to give him some money, and talk to him a little bit. So I get to where I was going, and I got stopped. I didn't realize police were behind me, and I didn't realize it was against the law to give money to the panhandlers.
Yeah.
And so they were giving me the whole spill and everything about giving money, and I don't know. This is all. I just sat there and I didn't say anything, and I said, I don't understand what you're talking about. He was at my parking lot 5 minutes ago. I just didn't pay him fully. And the guy says, oh, we didn't realize that. I said, yeah. He said, well, he's a panhandler. I said, well, he was working for me a few minutes ago. I said, he left without getting all his money. And the guy said, okay. Well, he said, it gets the law. And I said, it's all right, man. I know you're just doing your job. I said, I appreciate you letting me know. I said, I won't give any more money to him. And I left, and so I invited Bernie. I would pull up on there, and I'd say, I got to know him. I bring him over. There was had a restaurant, Morrison's at the time, and so I would tell him, I said, let's go over to Morrison's and get you some breakfast, or let's go to Morrison's and get you lunch, and bring him in there. And we were talking one day, and I said, Bernie, I said, do you know anything about Jesus? And he says, I preach Matthew 24 all the time. And I went home that night. I was with a friend of mine, Todd Shemeka, and he lives up in Georgia now. And I said, I called Todd, and I said, man, I said, I'm in the middle of writing a song. I said, I'm going to write it and let you know. So I wrote it, but it didn't sound anything like what you hear.
Yeah.
And this was 35 years ago. So,
wow.
So when I had the band, they wanted to blues it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I said, it's not the way. And about 8 months ago, I sat down with my guitar. I got I want to see if I had it. I got one of these loop boxes, that you can loop stuff. And I started playing. So I just started playing that riff, da 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 da, and I just started singing Bernie at that time, and when I got through, I hit the rewind to hear what it sounded like, and I went, "Oh man, that's what I'm hearing in my head the whole time." Uh, and so I took it and I cleaned it up a little bit, and then I came back and I put the lead, that little lead, and at the end of the song, I put that in there, and I said, oh, I like this. And I got somebody online right now because she did text me and say I'm on. So Miss Barbara Marshall lives, and she's out of she's out in North Carolina. I wrote it down. Stoke. She's gonna kill me if I get this wrong. so I wrote it down. Stokesdale. so I send my stuff to her, and she's I love her to death. And be honest with you, I've never physically met her, but she's been a fan of my stuff since I've been putting it out. So I use her as a springboard for new songs or things that I'm not sure of, and I'll send it over to her, and she'll go, "Oh my God, Floyd, that's just another one that I got to. I'm going to put on the loop. You got to put this on this." So, hey, Miss Barbara, love you.
Do you produce your own stuff?
Pardon me?
You produce your own songs?
Produce my own stuff.
Wow, do you really? Great job, great clarity. I mean that's a great track.
I use 3 different workstations, and I'm going to plug them. I use Presonus.
Okay. Yeah.
I use Presonus Professional, and I use Soundtrap, and then I use I have another one I use. I don't remember what it is.
You don't have Cubase, do you?
Pardon me?
You don't have Cubase, do you?
No. Somebody asked me if I had something like Suno something too, and I don't even use. I don't even know what that
Suno's
is.
AI.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know what that was. No, I don't use that.
I have Soundtrap. I use it once in a while.
Yeah, I actually honestly love Soundtrap. I put everything on Soundtrap, and then I change it over to Presonus because it's a little more forgiving. So I can put it in there, and I can go in and put where I want stuff to go, and then I bring it over to Presonus, and then I put it there. And then I have I have a program that has live artists playing and not recorded. You know, I'll send it to them, and they'll say, but I have to tell them where I want it at or how I want it, and they'll put it all in. So I do it all that way, and then my vocals I'll compress a little bit, and then I do use some. I'm 65 years old. It's hard for me to hold a note a little bit longer, so Melodyne helps me out with that. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I mean, you know, but I try to. If you saw me in concert, you're going to get the same thing that you hear on what I'm producing out. So, but I like I said, I'm 65, so it's you know, holding my notes longer, those things they all catch up with you. So
listen, there ain't nobody out there that sings perfect. I don't care how good you are. there's so many people that you know, everybody's got it. You got to practice, even if you're younger. You know, you have to practice in order to hold those notes. And it's, you know, it's hard sometimes too, because I have asthma. So a lot of times it's hard for me when I can't breathe. If I'm having a bad day, it's hard for me to extend those notes and hold them. And you fall flat when you don't do that. So you have to constantly keep practicing. As we get older, that happens. There's really nothing you could do about that. It's part of age, you know. I mean, but I mean, you sound great. I mean, I think you did a great job. All the songs I heard are great. But
Buterol.
yeah, that I do that before I sing at church. I get it in because it opens up your lungs and it helps you sing better. You know,
that my nasal spray. I mean, I have to do all that. Even there's a lot of times now. My sister and I'm gonna say hello to my church family that's probably on too. Robin, Lauren, and So I don't. My sister came. She started singing with me about a little under a year ago at church, and that felt so good to have to. I haven't sang with my family for a long
That's
time.
great.
When my brother from Memphis comes down, or we get together, we'll do something, but that's just for a little while. But when my sister called me up, she said, "Bubba, I want to come to church," and so when she said that, I was just like, I was those happy tears, of oh, thank you, because I've been praying for a long time that my family would get in to church with me, and so when she started singing, and now I created a monster. So love you, sister, but she's
That's great.
I'll just lean over and look at her and say, "It's yours. You sing it," So, but she's got a gorgeous voice too, and
Well, I know you collaborate with other artists. Do you have any other songs planned with anyone coming up?
I do, and I'm glad you segued into that because John Willis,
Yeah, I
uh,
know. John told me. I know.
Man, I from the Philippines. He sent me something. I don't remember. I think it was called "The Seventh Day." Was the first song he sent me over, and he said, "Can you do something?" And I said, and I read the lyrics, and a lot of times I'll look at it and I'll go in my little prayer corner where I sit, and I'll start praying over it, and uh, I'll have my keyboard or my guitar, and I started playing it, and I said, "Okay, now this really sounds. I like this." And then the first song, and then he kept sending more and more and more, and I told him, I said, let's do a couple of secular songs, and let's see. So we did a couple of secular songs, and then but great writer, great writer. John Willis Selleck is his name, and I'm proud to write and work with him.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's been sending me messages about
He
you.
told me, he said,
Yeah, yeah, he's been
I'm friends
sending me
with her
stuff.
now. Mike Wilhoit is another one, a gospel writer, has
Yeah.
probably I think, over 200 albums
Wow.
out. And him and I, we wrote "I Am Blessed," and it's on his album he just released called Favorites, and it's called "I Am Blessed." And then I know he covered some of my music too.
Yeah, he's
But
on here. I see him.
Mike's on there. Okay. Hey, Mike. Hey, John. I think John's on there too.
John.
John's,
No, John. John's on here.
yeah. John's
Right.
out of the Philippines, and it's what, John, 7:30 in the morning now.
Oh, yeah, it's tomorrow there.
Yeah, it's Monday.
Hours. Yeah.
Happy Monday. But yeah, he'll probably as soon as he gets off, he'll probably write a song. He'll probably write lyrics about this, and he'll say, "Let's put it in song." But I think I have probably about 15 or 20 more lyrics from him, also working on stuff that I have, and then I had planned on being in Parson, Tennessee this week, and I'm not saying it got called off, but I'm not going to make it because I'm not going to drive in the snow or the
Yeah.
ice. That's
I don't blame you.
So there's another time. I'm not going to risk. I'm not going to risk me, my wife, and I got 3 dogs that go wherever I go, and
I got 2. I know.
yeah, the little small ones, but
I saw one looking behind you. Yeah.
but yeah, she's laying down right here. Yeah, and then I got my chickens. So it's I talked to my chickens, and I talked to my dogs, and I told my chickens they were trying to come in because it was cold, and I said, "You come in, I'm going to take you to churches." And they go, they tell me, said, "Well, we don't like churches, we like Popeyes." So
I'm gonna play your next song. All right, before we run out of time, I want to play your next song. So this is What You Say. That's the one you sent me.
that was the other one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that okay?
yeah. This was one I did with the piano, so I wasn't sure.
All
which
right,
one I
we'll
did.
play. We'll talk about this when we come back. So this is What You Say.
What you say, what you talking about, What's this name I hear you shouting out loud? Come follow Jesus and count on him. He can heal the sick and soothe the pain, wash away my sins with his holy rain. And when all my trials are closing in, his love light is gonna shine forever. He can clear up all my stormy weather, for his sun will always shine through the pouring rain. What you say, what you're talking about? What's this thing I hear you shouting out loud? Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess. He says the first is last and the last will be first. If you don't get ready, well, you're gonna get burned when the holy fire returns one day. His love light is gonna shine forever. He can clear up all my stormy weather, for his sun will always shine through the pouring rain. So when your dark clouds roll in, I know he is listening, and he'll clear that storm up to a sunny day. His love light is gonna shine forever. He can clear up all your stormy weather, for his sun will always shine. Oh, his sun will always shine. His sun will always shine through the pouring rain. His sun will always shine through the pouring rain. The pouring rain. Through the pouring rain.
Wow, another beautiful one. You played the piano on that? Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I wish I could play like that. I'm still teaching myself.
Me too.
Maybe
I
one
mean,
day.
I wish I could play like that too.
That wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
It's hard when you're first starting out. I mean, I've been playing here and there to try to get a song down, because I just feel you have to have piano in your music, and you have to. It's so beautiful, especially with like that, when you just, it's just that with your voice. I mean, that's that's so beautiful like that. And
I just got that keyboard too. I mean,
yeah.
I sat down. It was I sat down with the keyboard, and I said that song actually had different chords to it that I played with the guitar. And I just sat down and I just started playing and just started singing it. And a lot of times when I do those things, I'll turn the recorder on because yeah, and you could probably attest to this being a songwriter. Sometimes you'll be playing something or you're singing something, and if you don't record it, the spirit will take over you. And when it's over with, you don't remember half of what you did. So I'll turn it on and I'll go, oh, okay, I like that. And then come back, either clean it up or do it again. But you have an idea when the spirit's upon you, because a lot of people go, oh, I can write like this, or I can write that. I'm gonna tell you, when the Spirit's on me, I don't know half the stuff I'm writing, half the stuff I say until
Yep.
I come back to it and I go, I like this. I don't like this. I like this. This will go. I can put this here.
Hmm.
And I just finished a song, which is funny. That it's 40 years old. And my son had something to do when he was like 6, or he was like 4, and he goes, he's running around. He was around. We were living in Florida. He's running around going, anything you want, all you do is ask him. Anything you need, all you do is pray. And I'm like, okay. So we wrote the song, and I finally sat down. I did it a couple of nights ago. One of those sleepless nights, I sat down and I created it where I wanted to hear it. But again, I had to go back on tapes. I have cassettes all over the place that I go back on the cassettes and I go, I remember doing this, and I'll bring it up, and I'll what's great about the technology today is now I can put strings on it, or I can
Hmm.
take and play my guitar and then clean it up. I can play my acoustic guitar. I can play my Taylor and make it sound like a classical guitar.
Yeah.
It's still the same guitar, but I can turn it into something else. I have a Fender. I have a K&N. I got electric guitars, acoustic guitars, and I can play one and make it sound like one, play another one and make it sound like something else. So, but when I'm out and I'm playing around, or I'm playing in a gig, then I have those guitars for each one of those
Yeah.
songs, including the keyboard. So, but it's all God. I mean, I take no, I
I
don't
don't
take
either. I know
I
it
don't take
is.
credit for anything. I mean, he gave it to me, and one day you invite me back, and I'll tell you my testimony on 2020, how the doctor said you're going to die, and God said not today, and sent the confirmation, and then when he said, hey, when I said I'm going to get back into music, I have one broken guitar. It's hanging on my wall here. When my friends that knew I was in this business before heard that I was getting back in it and knew I didn't have it, I had 10 guitars sitting on my front porch. 2 weeks after I posted I was going to get back into music and didn't have a
Wow.
guitar. I mean, God, if that's not God saying, hey, not only do I want you back, I'm going to make a way for you to do it. And I'm going to make a way for you. You don't have to worry about doing anything else. But not only praising me, because there's many times I got a friend that's over there on the West Coast he's on the East Coast right now at Cocoa Beach, and he's working, and him and I wrote some music together. And I went over to his trailer one time and I said, I want to play honky tonk music. And he goes, I don't. I want to play, I want to do what you do. And I'm like, what do I do? He goes, I want to do Christian music. And I'm like, okay, but I don't want to. He goes, I don't care what you want. God said you got to do Christian music. So that was the confirmation. No matter how many times I stepped into that realm of saying, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do country music, or I'm gonna do honky tonk music, he said, nope, and then he sends people like Barbara my way, or he sends people like John my way that says, hey, let's write a gospel song, and then I'll call the band up and I'll say, hey guys, y'all want to do a song, and we'll all get together and do the best we can, make a recording. So there's some stuff that's got my name on it that I'm not singing, but the band is singing too. So if they go
Well, you
on,
know what? You can write. I mean, I always wanted to be a rock star. I mean, I always wanted to do rock. So I said, why can't I do rock for God? So most of my songs are rock music. So I do Christian rock.
I
So,
love that.
and I love, because there's not many Christian rock artists that are female. So I said, well, maybe I'll stick with this genre because I love rock, but I've done some country. I got pop. I've done so many mixtures of it. That's what's beautiful about Christian music, is you could mix all kinds of genres of music in there and it's still right about God. And that's what I love about it, because whatever comes to me, like that's the way I write. I mean, it's mostly rock because that's what's in my head all the time. But I've written ballads. I have a lot of ballads. But it's great that you can do that, because it's just, as long as we keep our eyes on God and keep focused, that way we can write any kind of music to go with the lyrics. It could be anything.
That's right, Lisa. And if one person comes to Jesus because of your song, somebody else's song, my song, it doesn't really matter. If one person, then that song served its purpose, because that's what somebody was intended to hear. Barney's Dream, or somebody was intended to hear what you say. And any other song that I have out there, somebody I do a lot of festivals. So I may do a festival, and a lot of times I will sneak, and now they know I'm a Christian artist. So a lot of times they'll come in and say, "Hey, we want you to come in, do our festival, do our retreat, and can you do the benediction in the morning? Can you say some stuff on Sunday morning?" I'm like, "Sure, I'd love to do that." So those things are coming, and that's God working that. There's far better artists out there, better than me, but they're in the lane that they're supposed to be in. God's put me in this lane, and He said, He gave me the gift. He gave my whole family the gift, but He gave me the gift, and He said, now it's time to use it. And He gives me all the music, and He said, I was told, like I said, 2020, I was pretty much that whole year I was in and out of the hospital, and I was told, I'm not going to make it. He's not going to be here. Call your wife. Well, that was COVID era, and they wouldn't let your family in the hospital. So why would I call my wife? And I've been married to mine for 45 years. So why would I call her and put her through that? And so I just tell the doctor, it's not your choice. If God's ready for me to go, He's going to take me, but it's not going to be you telling me, because they were mad because I wouldn't get intubated, or they were mad because I wouldn't take a drug, or they were mad because I wouldn't allow them to do things. Like, I just felt in my heart that God was going to take care of me. And
He
God
did.
told me, and He did. And God told me that when my job on earth is, and believe me, I'm not afraid to die, because I know when I'm gone, I know who I'm going to be with. I know I'm going to be with my Lord and Savior, and I can't wait. But in the meantime, I'm going to take this time, and I'm going to spread this message, and whether somebody likes it or somebody doesn't like it, you don't have to hear it. That's what they make these little ear things for, is, you can put something else in your ear, and you listen to something else, but sooner or later the devil's not going to work. He's going to prove that he's a liar, and he's going to come around, and you're going to call on God. And then, you're going to see the glory, because God's forgiving. He knows everything. He knows everything about us. So, He gave us that choice. We would love to have you, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. So we would love to have you today. And you're going to start me preaching. And I don't know.
Yeah, well, we're running out of time. That's why
we're going to run out of time.
I might have to bring you on for part 2 so you could get into your testimony, because we really should have got into this earlier, but I know there's so many things we got to talk about.
I'll tell you how my testimony is, and I go to Community Chapel church, and they invited me one time to sing a couple of songs. Well, I got into my testimony. Well, they didn't tell me it was their new preacher's first day too. So 55 minutes later, I go, oops, I've already spent 55 minutes. I'm so sorry. I know. And then I looked over and I saw this young guy. I mean, he must have been in his early 20s. And, I love him to death. But he's sitting there, and I'm like, dude, were you supposed to be? I'm sorry. He goes, it was my first day. It's okay. And they said, yeah, he'll be back next week. So
that's funny.
So,
what are your plans for the rest of the year? You have any shows coming up, or
I had planned? I had planned, if health permits. I do have a few. Ozone. I have Muddy Waters, the Muddy Waters retreat, and the Muddy Waters Song Fest,
Oh,
out of Baton
cool.
Rouge, and then Ozone out of Slidell, Louisiana. And then I planned on going to North Carolina, and then coming up through the Carolinas, doing a few churches. But I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see how the transportation that I'm trying to secure an RV so I can take that trip easier, because the doctors won't clear me to fly, and that's because of the amputation. So the doctors won't clear me to fly because of medical reasons.
Yeah.
And then, but I have a small car and 3 dogs. That one rides good, and the other 2, they like to jump around. And then my wife, and then packed with all my equipment. And I've compact down to just a PV solo, but I have 4 guitars that I bring around with me. So you get all that in a small Nissan Versa. You don't have room to do anything else. So I said, I'll hold off, and we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes. So I'm just doing a lot of praying that probably April or May, this deal that I'm working with the RV will come
Well,
through.
I'll be
So
praying for you that everything goes well for you. And, if you want to come back again another time, we could get into other things. But we'll discuss that another time. So where can everybody find your music and find you?
I do have a website, www.floydfeskemusic.com. It's actually right there. I think it's on
I
your
see it.
screen.
Yeah, it's right here.
So I posted there. YouTube, Apple Tunes, Spotify, all the social platforms, all the music platforms. I'm on all of them. So I think there may be 2 that I'm not on, and that's due to certain reasons. But I'm on pretty much all music platforms. So you
Okay.
should be able to find me. Just type my name in, Floyd Feske, and it'll pop up. Please go on YouTube and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and follow me on Spotify. Hopefully I can grow. I grew my Facebook page pretty good, but if I could grow my Facebook page like I grew my Spotify, if I grow my Spotify like I grew my Facebook, that'd be great.
Well, you probably got some new followers tonight, and I'll definitely post your links and everything after the show, so people
Awesome.
can know where to find you.
Awesome.
And like I said, we'll talk, and maybe you could come on another time. But I want to thank you so much. I
Love
really
to.
enjoyed this. I love your music. We will pray for your travel needs and for everything you need, and I'll pray for you to keep going. I mean, I know you don't have a problem with that, but just keep in touch, and hopefully we could get you back on again after you get something else out later
Absolutely.
on.
Love to. This was fun. I really enjoyed coming on your podcast. So thank you, Lisa. Thank you for inviting me. So
Oh.
you have my information too. So
Yes.
I'll reach out. I got a few new songs coming out, so I'll send you away. And,
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I could even play your music like in between my shows or something, here and there. Sometimes I do that for people when they have a new
Absolutely.
song
Love
out.
that.
And
Thank you.
you ever interested in writing something, or let me know.
Absolutely. I'm always open to writing. And I got a few rock songs too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm a 60s, 70s child.
Mhm.
So
I'm
all
80s. I'm an 80s child.
yeah. So all those good bands. You were in the hair band, so
Yeah, the hair like this.
yeah, which was hey, 80s had some great music.
Oh
You
hell,
know,
are you kidding me? I love the 80s. They are
yeah,
great music. But all right, I'll let you go. I have a couple of things I need to do at the end of the show, but I want to thank you so much for coming on, and you can watch the rest of the show if you want. You know, I'll put you down or you can go and watch it on YouTube or whatever. But I want to have a blessed weekend and good luck with
You
everything.
too.
Keep in touch, okay?
Thank you, Lisa. You
You're
too.
welcome. God bless you.
God bless you too, Lisa. Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Thanks, everyone. I'm gonna sing a song for you real quick that I wrote about the Beatitudes. And next week I'm gonna play my new song for you guys. And I'm just gonna sing this, and then I am going to talk about the dogs. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the meek. They will inherit the land. Blessed are those who mourn. They will be comforted. Rejoice and be glad. Your reward will be great in heaven. Rejoice and be glad. Your reward will be great in heaven. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. They will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful. They will be shown mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart. They will see God. Rejoice and be glad. Your reward will be great in heaven. Rejoice and be glad. Your reward will be great in heaven. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they insult you because of me. Rejoice and be glad. Your reward will be great in heaven. Rejoice and be glad. Your reward will be great in heaven. I forgot to change the settings, so I hope that came through okay. Normally when you do live music, you're supposed to change the settings so it doesn't come across choppy. So if it did, I'm sorry. I will make sure I do that next time. But that's my song, The Beatitudes. That's just something I wrote that I play every year. And next week, I will play my new song, Make the World a Better Place. And I'm going to play the official video for that also at the end of the show. So real quick, let me show you the dogs. Same dogs as last week. I have Miss Bella. She's a 1-year-old Rottweiler. This is Open Hands Animal Rescue in Ocala, Florida. These are the dogs that are available for foster or adoption. This is Bella. She's a 1-year-old Rottweiler looking for a home. I also have Smiley. He's a 5-year-old Rottie. He's friendly and he needs a home with a large yard if you'd like to foster or adopt him. And I have Miss Bean. She's still available. She's a 5-year-old Rottweiler and she needs someone that's going to love her and give her a good life. And all 3 of these dogs are still available. They're at Foster's right now. They're in different parts of Florida, but they're available at openhandsanimalrescue.org. You could go on there and you can donate to them if you want. Follow O'Hare. I volunteer for them. Follow O'Hare on Facebook. You can see what they're doing, and you can donate to them at any time to help them. You can see what they're doing for the animals in the area, and these are the dogs that need to be adopted right now. I know there's other ones that they just got in. I have to get the information on them, and next week I will definitely talk about them. So coming up, I have Megan Pulls next week. She's a singer-songwriter. She will be on the 8th. Then I have the Neils coming on the 15th. They're a husband and wife country gospel band. They will be on the 15th, and Daniel Michael Crane will be on the 22nd. That'll end February. I am going to leave this show with the guest list so you guys can see who's going to be on. I am booked up until June. Thank God. God has been really good. I am so blessed to be able to do this and to bring this show to you guys and to have incredible people like Floyd that was on today, and to have some new followers and people. Please follow him. Go on his Spotify, listen to his music, follow him on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere else. He's a great Christian man with great music, and just keep following. Maybe you could hear the message. And I just want to thank all of you, new listeners, new viewers. Hopefully you'll come back next week. And again, after that, I have so many unbelievable artists that will be coming on the next 3 and 4 months. I will be booking into June, but not until April. I don't want to get too far ahead. I do have May 31st available if anybody would like to come on that is an artist, an author, anybody wants to tell their testimony to how God has helped them in their life. I have May 31st open right now. That's going to go quick. So if somebody wants that, contact me right away. But I want to thank you guys once again for watching. Please share this. Please follow my YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, please go to my YouTube channel if you want to share the link to this podcast or any podcast, because Facebook deletes everything after 30 days. So do not share the link from Facebook. Go to YouTube and share the YouTube link to wherever you want to share it to. I don't care where, email, whatever. But don't share the Facebook page, because that is going to be deleted and then nobody's going to be able to see it. So at Lisa M. Nicole, that's my YouTube channel. Please follow it. You'll watch all my podcasts. I also have my own music on here. Check out my own music. I am a Christian recording artist. I have 7 albums out. If you don't know who I am, check out my own music, and hopefully you can get something through mine also. So thanks again. Thank you, John Benko, for always being out there from the 4 persons. I appreciate everything you do. And thank you so much. This show is #1 right now. I am so blessed that I just found that out. So thank you, God. Thank you to all of my guests. Thank you to my viewers. And God bless you. And I will see you next week.